did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Today is July 8th, 2026. It is 4 o'clock. So this video is gonna be on PYTE. I was just looking at this here. The YouTube have changed some stuff about the membership or something like that. So in past videos I've said I'm not gonna do any changes. Apparently in the US there's no changes anyway. I just started looking into it. I was like, I'm not gonna change it because I create membership just for you guys if you want to support my channel out of your heart, and I'm not gonna provide anything special. So I was like, I'm not gonna change anything, and if you want to support me, you could do the donation through PayPal or Cash App. But on YouTube I was like, I'm not gonna change it at all, and long and behold, no changes at all. Yeah, nothing changed. They didn't change anything. Alright, so it's other countries that they made some changes. Not all, but there's some changes that happen with the payments and stuff like that. Alright, so that's that. United States. Okay, so I wasn't gonna change anything. But anyway, oh, what is this now? Oh, membership. Alright, so 419. I only have one members here. So, and more of my members are on my other channel anyway. So, alright, we're gonna continue on recording. Go on Invictus Sussex. I have some videos there. I just did a video there, so go check it out and subscribe while you're there. Alright, let's go on X. Too much talking. First tweet. This is it here. We love you, Prince Harry. Keep going, keep pushing, keep standing up against the corrupt UK media and establishment and upholding the values of your late mother, Princess Diana. On my last video, I spoke a little bit about the lawsuit where he lost, and I read the statement he put out with, what's that other person, Doreen, okay? That's not her full name, but part of her name. Alright, sorry, I don't remember it, that's why. Okay, so that's that. Okay, even on a day when the British establishment tried to humiliate him, Prince Harry showed up for the people who matter, the ones who serve, the ones who sacrifice, the ones who understand what leadership looks like because they have lived its course new. Alright, so that's an article. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so that's that. Next tweet. Now this is from Sky News. Alright, let's pause. Breaking: Prince Harry has arrived at Chatham House in London for the first in a series of week-long events celebrating his Invictus Games. It comes as a judgment is expected today in Harry's case against the Associate newspapers. Alright, so he lost the case. I covered part of it on my last recording, which is on Invictus Sussex. Let's listen. There'll be screenshot.
News in the past few moments, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, has arrived at Chatham House in London to attend the Invictus Games Foundation Conversation. This is his first public event since his return trip to the UK. He arrived yesterday. Here he is about to exit that Range Rover and make his way into Chatham House. Like I say, this is the first of a sequence of events. He is also expected to hear that ruling regarding Associated Newspapers, that joint ruling, later this afternoon. And of course, we know that he is then travelling on to Birmingham to mark 1 year ahead of the Invictus Games taking place there. So that is Harry arriving at Chatham House a few moments ago for the Invictus Games Foundation Conversation. News in the past few moments, the Duke of Sussex...
it's repeating. Alright, so there's that, some images. Okay, where's the crowd? There were some crowd. I have some videos, the squad who were on the ground. Now you all remember that the Invictus is supposed to be the focus. Had these photographers and no crowd. I mean, this is the they come to laugh at Harry. Well, it's so petty. The reason the squad usually bring up about popularity or the crowd kind of thing is because the royal family make a big deal out of it. They put barricades after barricades, and they lying to the public as to justification why they're getting the public money, and then when they go places and nobody's showing up, they're walking on the street, nobody cares. So this is why the squad usually bring it up. But as for Harry, actually the less people that's on the street the better for his safety. But he is so popular, people wants to see him and things like that to show support, and some people will show. Anyway, let's get back to the original recording. Three photographers and no crowd. Where's the Sussex squad when you need those move-ons? Okay, there's two comment on the. Okay, the cameras are across the road, idiot. How do I know? The footage I'm watching is clearly filmed from there. Alright, so there's that. So Harry was really only in the UK for meeting, not to only visit with his dad. Since it is business trip, maybe he should be staying at the Holiday Inn. Alright, so there's that. This is why I didn't really want to cover some of these. Okay, you could pause and read this. This should have been on app Team Sussex. There's another one here. Only Harry and Meghan get this level of press coverage, lol. I have never seen the BBC do this level of reporting when the current lineup of working royals go to an event. Alright, so that's a retweet of this. Want to see the royals. Prince Harry arrived at Chatham House just now for at Invictus Policy to practice summit in London. 26 seconds. Is that the same thing we're seeing here?
Pictures of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. The Duke of Sussex, along with other public figures such as Sir Elton John, claimed that associated newspapers used unlawful methods like phone hacking to get information about them for stories. The publishers have strenuously denied any wrongdoing. At least 15 people have been killed and nearly 500,000 reports.
Alright, so that's different here. Well said. Charles was taking a ride inside the tanker yesterday. Not sure why. Sending a message to Harry. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I don't know. When I see these, sometimes I don't look at them. So when I'm recording, I have something to say. Alright, so there's this here. The Invictus community continues to go from strength to strength. A huge welcome to Uganda as the newest member of the Invictus community. 31 seconds. There will be screenshot, okay?
And I'm also incredibly pleased that today we will welcome another nation into the Invictus community, Uganda. Thank you. Growth has never been about numbers. It's about reaching those who need us most. And building partnerships that last, and ensuring that no one feels that they're making this journey alone.
Alright, so that's that. Thank you. We're happy our guys are finally getting the much needed help after fighting wars all over Africa. Alright, love you, Prince Harry. God bless you. Your beloved mom is certainly proud of you. Alright, next tweet. The one below is extra. Alright, it's a picture of him. Talking about him, that's extra. Today, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, recognized and accept Uganda as the 26th member nation of Invictus Community Nation at the Invictus Foundation event held at Chatham House in London, where the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs on this person here. Alright, let's see here. Oh my god, I didn't know it was that long. We are immensely honored to join this transformative network, which will greatly support and strengthen our country military intervention and the rehabilitation of injured army personnel and veterans. We thank HE President, that's that, and the entire Ministry of Defense for championing the milestone. To show our commitment and solidarity to the cause, Uganda will participate in the upcoming Invictus Game that will be held in July 2027 in Birmingham. This multi-sport event is strictly for wounded, injured, and sick military personnel and veterans who offer their lives for the stability and sovereignty of their respective countries. Okay, so that's that. Alright, these are extra. Alright, so this is one of the squad. Alright, so this is extra. Prince Harry departing Chatham House. I just love how he ignored all the toxic media question. When he was departing, someone shouted, "We love you, Harry." Another lady behind me shouted, "Harry." Alright, 9 seconds only. Ciao. Alright, so that's that. Okay, that's the real reason they don't want him to have any protection. He's too popular. They don't want him coming too often. Thank you so much for sharing these videos. This is a squaddy who's on the ground, okay, in the UK. Okay, next tweet. So there's that. The Invictus Game Foundation Conversation From Policy to Practice today highlighted how the Invictus movement is driving lasting change beyond the Games. As Uganda joined the growing global community, the International Ministers for Veterans Affairs outlined long-term impact of membership. Today's conference explores how nations can learn from each other to strengthen recovery pathway and improve rehabilitation outcome for those with injuries or illnesses post-service. Read full story. I'll click on it and you could I'll put the link in the description. As I was reading it, what I was thinking is, you know, those mafias who's taking over the government of their respective countries, and they're using these people, their citizens, to go fight their wars for them, and meanwhile there's Harry coming and putting them on a position where they you know, they work together to better themselves. Let's look at some of those pictures. There's that. There's this. I remember in the 10-year anniversary, this guy, I think he was the one, I think he retired, or is he still working with the Invictus? Because I remember there was someone, Harry said Harry took the guy out of retirement to come and help him build the Invictus. I don't know if it's this guy. They're them here discussing. There they are here. That's nice. Okay, so that's it. Any comment? Just incredible. Well done, guys, for today's and every day and all the huge welcome Uganda to the Invictus family. You're going to love it here. Congratulations, Uganda and team at large, not forgetting the greatest general. There's that here. The conversation on better health care for veterans, injured soldiers, and Invictus and the Invictus family is so important in today's world. A world where there are no wars is the target. Go Invictus. That's why Harry had said that in the 10-year anniversary. His goal was to not have Invictus anymore. So when Invictus is no longer needed, that means there won't be any wars, where there won't be any injured people. Alright, any soldiers. The conversation, okay, I just read that. Go Invictus. Congratulations, we are Invictus in Uganda. Who's up? Somebody's sneezing. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Must be my oldest, because the AC is on, so it probably mess up his nose. Alright, next tweet. So this video, I might share it again on our part of your service, because in this video I probably will be, you know, manipulated a little bit. It was wonderful to connect with so many wonderful, okay, let's pause. Okay, it was wonderful to connect with so many members of the Invictus community today. People like, who's that? Johnny Ball? No, not that one. Alright, community. Johnny is an Army veteran and a former Invictus game competitor. and one of the people who have benefited greatly from the Invictus movement. We are delighted to stay connected with Johnny, and we look forward to an exciting Invictus week. Alright, 50 seconds. Let's start all over.
So, my name's Johnny. I'm an Army veteran and a previous competitor with Team UK at the Düsseldorf Games in 2023. And we're here today at Chatham House to experience an amazing start to Invictus Week. We've met people from all sorts of different nations. We've met 4 different ministers as well from those nations allied to the Invictus Games Foundation and the Invictus movement. And this marks an epic start to Invictus Week, and it's just an amazing conversation. So many things that remind us the power and the magic of recovery sport and how it brings people together. No matter what nation you come from, we all come together through the power of sport. And we're really excited for Team UK and for all those other nations to return to Birmingham next year for 2027.
Alright, so let's see some of the comments. Thank you for your service, and we're so excited to root for all the teams at the Invictus Game 2027. Well done, Johnny. I've been following your journey and it's very impressive. Invictus Game 1 year to go, so there's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, let's pause. Uganda has joined the Invictus Game community, and I'm also incredibly pleased that today we will welcome another nation into the Invictus community, Uganda. Okay, Prince Harry, is that the same thing?
And I'm also incredibly pleased that today we will welcome another nation into the Invictus community, Uganda. Thank you.
As I'm listening to him saying this, there's probably so much phone call behind the scene to get all these countries, you know, to join and all of that. Anyway, I'm just thinking of the hard work behind the scene, that's all. Prince Harry arrived in the UK to promote the Invictus Game, which will take place in Birmingham, Central England next year. He spoke at an event for the charity after losing a privacy lawsuit against the Daily Mail earlier in the day. We were also proud of Harry when he founded the Invictus Game. It's his most significant and enduring achievement despite all the other mess and drama that swirl around him. What the athletes of the Invictus deserve is for Prince Harry to step down and be replaced by someone who truly cares about wounded veterans. What the athletes of Invictus deserve is for Prince Harry to step down. But he's the one who created it. Harry is the one. Without Harry, the thing will not work. Alright? These people, anybody else, if someone from the royal family take Harry's place, they will turn it for profit. They'll find a way to turn it for profit. Alright? And be replaced by someone who truly cares. Harry and his wife. That's the one I was looking for. There's something else I'm looking for. Alright, so this is what I wrote. Just shut the F up. You don't know what you're talking about. Without Prince Harry, the Invictus will not exist. His own brother was against it. People like you are parasite to anything that the Sussexes try to do to bring wellness to people. So this is GIF is saying for her to shut up, and this one is saying that Harry create the Invictus. Alright, and that one is pretty much saying how he found it, they're inspired. Alright, so that's that. Let's post it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now I really want to move on to finish with this recording. Alright, next tweet. Okay, so this is one of the squad who was in the area. OMG, he waved at me. He looked so well and chill. I was with his security and 2 really nice Invictus staff on this side. There's a heart here. His smile was just so cute. I had to remind him how much he'd love. One of the reporters was studying with the Buckingham Palace crowd. I shouted back, it's not the time. Alright, so there's that here. Let's listen. 26 seconds. Seems like there's more security.
We love you, Harry! We love you! Not the time. Thank you.
Okay, I heard it. I heard what she was saying. Like around here.
you.
Oh, maybe here.
Not the time. Thank you.
Definitely, it's not the time. They always try to, these people, they're so evil. Yeah, Invictus Game, we love you, Harry. We stand with Prince Harry. Go girl. Thanks for representing and letting him know his love. My pleasure. Let's pause this. We have boots on the ground. Nice. Way to represent Sussex Squad. Well done. OMG. Thank you for saying that. You bloody tell them. Excellent. Well done. There's that. Alright, let's go to the next one. That's a picture. I have like 4 more. Okay. If he was irrelevant, they will ignore him. Instead, he have Kate with back-to-back photo apps, Charles briefing the press, Harry can stay at his house, someone posing security review over at Warwick. To be honest, Harry really pulls his extended family together. Alright, they are jealous of Harry. There's all of that. Okay, he has that energy. You mean unite and their hatred? That is true. As they were with Diana. So there's that. There's this. It started Harry's story. As a serving soldier, Harry saw the horror of war and the injuries that it brings to troops in the firing line. After leaving the army, he witnessed the lack of support there was for injured ex-servicemen, and this inspired him to do something to change that. So he created the Invictus Game and became an ambassador for the rehabilitation of troops worldwide. He is supported by his wife Meghan and this invaluable work. Harry's grandmother, the late Queen, decided that Harry must do royal duties full-time or not at all. Harry didn't want to do such work full-time, and so his work with the Invictus became unpaid. Being the man he is, Harry didn't make a fuss about this. He just got on with the job and found his own funding. However, an issue more important than money to Harry has now arisen to cause him concern, i.e. because of his status as a non-working royal, his family is not provided with the security the rest of the royal enjoy. His father could rectify this by granting Harry part-time working royal status for his work with the Invictus, but so far has declined to do so, preferring to hide behind the Warwick panel.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the B got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Alright, I like how royalists bring up non-working royal term when Andrew is just there with free accommodation, security, whom they claim Charles paid for, which is a lie. Harry's made many trips back to the UK since leaving, mostly on behalf of Royal Child and Invictus. There's always press surrounding his visit, but never chaos like this. It's the prospect of Meghan and the children returning with him that made everyone over there lose their shit. What do photograph of Princess Catherine have to do with the relevancy of Prince Harry? How do the photographs of Princess Catherine support the position of Harry's relevance? Okay, I don't know. So there's all of that. Let me move on. Okay, I think I'm getting tired. Alright, so this is from the Invictus. Let's pause. A day of idea, insight, and collaboration, all with one goal: strengthening recovery for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans. The latest edition of the Invictus Game Foundation Conversation brought people together from across our international community to share knowledge, challenge thinking, and help shape a better support for those who need it most. Thank you to everyone who joined. Alright, 19 seconds. I think there's a music. Yeah. Okay, let me go over it really quickly. I will share this on our part of view service much better without any interruption. Alright. What? Pic Harry, the spare who fled the... Okay, I don't want to be reading this nonsense. I don't know. These people are crazy. Alright, so there's that image again. What court case? Essential work, thank you. The Pearl of Africa. Alright, so let's go to the next one. When they start showing up, I lose interest in reading their nonsense. The crowd. Absolutely insanity for someone they claim is irrelevant. So there's the crowd. This is the squad who were over there and showing the crowd.
Can't fold my head down.
It's a good amount of people. Unlike the others where they'll put barricade line up and it's empty. To be honest, what Harry and Meghan left behind is very dual institution. Will you line up to see Camilla or Edward and Anne? Charles, the old folks do the line up. William and Kate go where they are already crowds or where they might be. I think this is why the petty king and some incandescent with rage individual are working hard to make Prince Harry as unsafe as possible so he doesn't come to the UK. But the thing is that Harry has a different mission. I don't think Harry cares about the crowd. The less crowd, I think, is better for Harry. He will be more at ease. But the UK, the royal family, they want crowd. They don't want who wants the crowd to show up because it will show that the money that they're taking from the taxpayers it's worth it. But people are not showing up. The cap kind of look like effing Ravik. I don't want anyone dying on my watch. I love Prince Harry. He is the only royal I will wait in line for. Next tweet. Sussex Squad Harry Security. Oh, I think where the Avengers were talking to Harry's security. I hope Royal Nika and friends apologize to Harry's security officer. The irony is almost comical. They spent years arguing Harry shouldn't have taxpayers funded security, yet have no problem disrespecting the security team he pays for himself while they are doing their job of trying to set perimeter. Where press, one proudly declares entitled of... Is that what they were saying? Which is the one Harry wants to stay away from. The press had a designated area with the public, others on the pavement, yet they insist on standing in the road Even when the police ask them to move, they just shuffle. How comical is this? You want to get run over because of irrelevant prints. Alright, let's see here. Oh, it's only 4 seconds. Which is the group Harry wants to stay away from. These witches needs to stop acting as if Harry invited them to his engagement. Imagine how they will be if Meghan and Birmingham. Alright, I tell you, the desperation is real. Most of them headed to Worcestershire today. So again, what court case verdict is being handed down today? As the Rangers say, all reporters were there because of the court case, but watch them stalk him till the end of the week. Why OMG, I can't believe you caught Prince Harry's trolls trying to get past security. Jesus be a fence. That is true. Thing is, they were already inside, so I didn't understand why they were being difficult, trying to be so important, trying to be so important that they can stand anywhere they wanted, like effing fruit flies. Fruit flies, get the F out of here. Why do I not? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. The effing fruit flies, get the F out of here. Why do I not see this level of obsession for the air? I absolutely love Prince Harry's security officer. Thank you, sir, for your service. I'm glad that he set those royal reporters vipers straight. Desperate to make a buck, no shame. Then these leftovers have something going on today. They're also desperate that even King Charles III was stunting on an army tank. Oh, was he? They don't act like this with police officers. Shame on Charles. Alright. They want to be able to create a lawsuit. That's the thing. Why they were in the middle of the street anyway? Alright, they were okay, there's that. Were they eventually forced to move? Police try. She pretend to pick up her bag to move but still didn't. Yeah, they're trying to create something so they could have a lawsuit. That's what it is. Let me move on. This is my last one. These people, like they say, are parasites. Next one, let's pause this. Whenever Prince Harry returned to the UK, he reminds the press that, unlike his father and brother, he isn't afraid of them. He stands 10 toes down. He lets them know that his integrity isn't for sale. Write as many nasty articles as you like. He'll never cover. Look at him. Alright. 27 seconds. I think there's a music. Okay, I muted. Let's go over it really quickly with his team. That's probably during a different event. Alright, so that's that. True. That confident swagger is unmatched. Prince Harry. The man undeniably exudes swagger when he walks. He looks well fed and well moisturized, sharp dressed to stand tall and proud. Harry. The world hates the royal family more and more, and the psychopath media remain unchallenged, unpunished, and evil. 9 years. Okay, so that's all of that. Okay, my eyes are starting to bother me. Alright, so that is it. The last prayer that I did, okay, I was searching for something else. Let's do a different prayer. Prayer for protection. Let's pick from here. Lord, I ask for your covering, protection, and peace today. Please surround me and my love. Okay, please surround me and my loved one with your presence, guarding our hearts and mind from fear and harm. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. I don't know if I'm gonna do any politics. I'm kind of tired. If I do, I probably will do maybe 3 or 4. Maybe later. I'll see. I added to my list. If I decided to do, I'll start with this. Alright. So, thanks for watching.